What's up guys, Saivo here. Today we're going to be talking a bit about the classes in Wildstar. I'm just going to make a very short 6 video series in which I'm going to present to you every single class in its own video, and I'm going to tell you guys what I think about every class, and hopefully this will help you choose, especially for you guys, the players that are going to come in free to play. This will probably give you a real idea of what it's like to be that class at end game, what are your roles, and yeah, basically just a quick brief description of the specific class. You can also check them out on the Wildstar official forums, but I'm just gonna tell you the real deal, how it is in game and what people want and don't want, and how you can play with your class. Now, I'm gonna start off with warrior. I myself am playing a warrior, so I think it's only fair to do the honors of the warrior first. I will start by telling you that the warrior can be either a melee tank or a melee DPS. The warrior wears heavy armor, so if you're into sustain and being all buffed up, then this is really cool for you to play. Now, I'm gonna go through each role separately. I'm going to start with tanking. As a warrior tank, um, every class has 3 sets of skills: assault skills, support skills, utility skills. As a tank, with warrior, you will use most of these skills here because your gear, the tanking gear, is going to give you support power. So it only makes sense that if you have lots of support power, then you will use these skills because they become better with more support power. They scale of support power. As a tank, I can say that it's really fun. I love being, I always been a melee type of player, and I loved tanking as well. So warriors seem to be like the best choice for myself. It's really fun in Wildstar. It's a pretty tough game, and but really fun to play. And as a melee, you kind of always have to be on your toes. You always have to pay attention to what's going on around you. Where is your healer? How you will position the boss? Because if you, as a melee, if you turn just a little bit, a few steps, then the boss is gonna turn with you, and it's maybe gonna hit someone that's standing on your side, like your healer. So I like paying attention to the game, and I love playing a warrior tank. As of the skills, Warrior has 2 innate abilities, which is basically the big bada boom skill that you can use. As a tank, you use the Juggernaut stance, and as a DPS, you use the Onslaught stance. Each of these 2 innate abilities give you different things, and yeah, this one is for tanking just because of the fact that it increases the aggro you gain, the threat generation, and also reduces the damage that you take. Speaking about threat generation, I can tell you that Warrior, out of the 3 tanking classes in the game, is one of the classes that has the least threat generation. So you kinda really want gear. You kinda really want to get that little bit of a 5 second extra start on each boss. Um, of course, depends who you play with. If you play with people that with your similar gear and skill, then you would really want that, an extra start. Keeping aggro is no problem. Having a burst aggro, that is a little bit of a problem since we don't really have many skills that are really good for a burst just from the get-go aggro. Other than aggro, you are a really sustainable tank, and you are really tough to take down and kill. This goes for PvP if you want to play the tanking role in PvP, or for PvE. Warriors have lots of shield regeneration skills and amp points. I haven't showed you the amp points. So we have abilities in Wildstar, and we have amp points, which is basically um, extra perks that you can get. You can unlock up to 57 in the free-to-play client. So really many amps a warrior has that can help you generate shield, or that have something to do with shield. Either you gain HP if your shield is over a certain amount. This is the shield. in Wildstar, we have health and we have shield, and we can also have another form of an absorb shield, it's called. But I'm gonna talk about that in my Esper guide probably. Um, as a DPS warrior, you are not the top DPS, like the utmost best ever, but you are really there, really competitive. You can also bring a very good deal of utility skills and low cooldown interrupt armor skills, which are really wanted everywhere in dungeons, in raids. So that's pretty neat. You are a pretty competitive DPS as well. I would say that warrior as a tank and as a DPS, um, it's one of the easier classes to execute properly and to learn. It's pretty difficult to master and be really up there right behind the first DPS, because that requires you to be perfect in your positioning, in your awareness, and in your rotation. And it requires you to not miss a single moment of uptime, and also to manage properly your kinetic energy and when you do your skills. So easy to learn, easy to execute, I would say, but pretty hard to master. Other than that, um, what can we add? I was talking about the DPS, so I think I almost got that covered. As of utility, because we have each class has utility skills as well, we have some really, really good utility skills. Sometimes the DPS warrior take them, which kind of cripples a little bit their DPS. Sometimes they have a designated utility warrior, which I don't really believe does as much as a DPS warrior that also takes some utility skills, even if it gimps him a bit. And sometimes the tank takes some of these utility skills. One of the best ones to mention is this one, the power link, which increases uh, all of your members, even if they are in your raid, in your party, or just in your faction. It increases their damage by 8%, and also 6% armor pierce if you unlock this skill until the end, which is called tire rate. The other really good skill is this defense grid, which reduces the damage everyone takes that is inside the field by 21%. That's really nice. That's really nice. If you tire this skill up, this defense grid, I think it goes to 26%. Let's quickly check. 25.8% at tire rate. So that's really cool. Um, yeah, I guess if you're into melee chars, if you're into big swords and heavy gear, if you enjoy DPSing and sometimes tanking or vice versa, warrior can be really cool. Rotation is pretty nice to learn. It has a very smooth learning curve, and I personally love it. So yeah, this was the warrior, guys, for you. I hope it shed some light, and I hope to see more warriors in the free to play. Lots of love, guys.